Okay, byproducts. That's the newest big scary, oh my gosh, byproducts are evil, don't feed them. Especially with people that are pushing like the raw diet, limited ingredient diets. So as I mentioned in my last video, unless your dog has proven food allergies, they don't necessarily need a limited ingredient diet. They don't necessarily need a grain-free diet. Just well-balanced diet, hopefully by a company that has a veterinary nutritionist on staff that's formulating that diet for your pets. So let's talk about byproducts for a minute. And again, it's one of those, to me, it's kind of silly and illogical when I read the stuff online about people freaking out about byproducts, just because I'm going to break it down for you and it's going to make total sense why it's illogical. So first of all, one of the things that I like is a lot, and I like sarcastically, okay? But one of the things that kind of makes me giggle a little is seeing people online that tout, they do their own homemade diet, which I strongly urge you to get a veterinary nutritionist involved if you're going to do that. I am not against homemade diets. I am not against really any one diet specifically if it's well formulated. That's the key. Does it have all the nutrients your animal needs? That's what I care about at the end of the day. Are we focusing on a certain health problem that can be addressed using diet as well? That's what's important at the end of the day. But I will see these pictures of people feeding their dogs, right? And usually it's a raw diet, and they've got the meat in there, and maybe they've got say liver or intestines. I saw one the other day with a brain in it. All these extra things beyond just the meat. And talking about byproducts being evil. And the thing that makes me laugh is that those are the byproducts. So the byproducts are the other parts of the animal left over. So they're not a bad thing. Again, if you are feeding your animal on the principle of this is what their ancestors ate in the wild, or wolves eat in the wild, or feral cats eat. You've got to remember they eat the entire body. And that's because different parts of that body have different nutrients, different vitamins, different minerals, different amino acids, and the bones have calcium and phosphorus and those kind of things. Those are the byproducts. It's not extra stuff, extra garbage that the companies are throwing in. It's that you've got your protein source, and then what's left over, the liver, the stomach, the intestines, the bone, all of those other parts that they would normally eat to get those nutrients are also added to the food. And instead of listing out each individual thing, it's just listed as byproducts. So byproducts are not bad, okay? They are part of what makes a well-balanced diet for your pet. It's just the way that the labeling says. So don't freak out if you see that on a dog food label. It doesn't mean they're throwing in extra garbage, okay? They're adding the other organs that are needed for your pet to get all the proper amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients that they need, because they shouldn't eat just protein, and they don't. If you're going to compare your pet to an animal in the wild, they don't just pick off the muscle and walk away and leave the rest, because that doesn't supply all the things they need to be healthy. So don't lose sleep over byproducts. They're not necessarily a bad thing, okay?